Diabelligence. Excellent day, very sweet viewers and listeners. Welcome to our newest vlog, Diabelligence. This is a combination of two words, diab for diabetes and ligens for intelligence. That is why we coined it up to Diabelligence. The world is really full of sweet people, sweet foods, and sweet temptations. That is why sweetness already becomes a health deficit. Today, Nurse Noy will learn with you and join you in the quest to have diabelligence. In this vlog, we will be elaborating lifestyle modifications, diet suggestions, liquid reinforcements, physical routines, and above all, simple tips to live and be happy with sweetness. This is holistically called as Diabelligence. This program will be a weekly recorded video presentation that will be released every Sunday. So sit back and relax and join us as we will be proud diabelligent people with great diabelligence. Are we looking for signs? Good or bad signs? Well, this vlog will be about signs, and this is entitled Diabetasigns. Again, the title is Diabetasigns. This will be a good input for our dear diabelligent viewers and listeners. Again, this is Diabelligence, a program that cater to diabetic intelligence. Once again, this is your host, nurse and caregiver Noy Gonzaga, again sharing something that will make us intelligent and aware in the care of people with diabetes, people who are predisposed to diabetes, and people who are diabetic. Thank you for sharing your time with this advocacy, and if you think this can help others, please share this vlog to other people whom you think will learn from this vlog. This episode, we will be talking about 3 great signs that will lead you to ask if you have diabetes. Of course, we are not trying to say that you have diabetes already should you have these 3 signs. But at least, it is worth a try to go and have yourself checked by the doctor, and for sure, a quick laboratory review of our glucose or sugar levels will be a good way to know or at least rule out something with your physiological health. Remember, it's always very nice to have a peace of mind. Now let us go to the 3 signs. Listen very well, as we will simplify this one. Number 1, polyurea. Number 2, polydipsia. And number 3, polyphagia. Well, if you can see this, all of them are actually very easy to remember because they are all started with the prefix poly. Let us start with polyurea. Polyurea means excessive or too much urine. This is a condition wherein the body urinates more than usual and passes excessive or abnormally large amounts of urine every time we urinate. If you will get a good sample of this, you will measure this practically by getting a soda or a soft drinks bottle that measures 1 liter. Again, if you will measure this, you can practically get a soda or soft drinks bottle that measures 1 liter. If you want to make a test, here is a simple one. Measure your urine. If it measures 1 to 2 bottles of this calibration, then you are having normal urine output. Of course, this is in a day. However, if this will amount to 3 bottles already, or 3 liters to be precise, or more, then that is already more than the usual, and that is polyurea. There is also another way to notice this. You know by routine how many times or how often do you urinate. Now, if you notice that this significantly increased, or shall we say it doubled or become more than usual, then that is polyurea. This is not accurate, but the abnormal chance without changing the amount of water taken in is a good indicator that something is wrong with your urination volume. So that is the first sign. We call it polyurea, or too much urine. Next, we have polydipsia. This is a feeling of being always thirsty, and not only thirsty, but very, very thirsty. This is a term given to excessive thirst, and it is accompanied by temporary or prolonged dryness of the mouth. The point here is, we often get thirsty at various times of the day, but not most of the time, and that is what is making this polydipsia different from casual thirst. When the thirst comes from a post-activity want of water or excessive heat-causing activity, or too much sweat, or prolonged no water taken in, then that is plain and common thirst, experienced by all people who are physiologically created by God with the need of water. But the significant line that separates normality here is, if there was no heat, no activity, and frequent intake of water, yet the thirst is still there, and at times still appearing just after drinking liquid or water, then that is already an experience of polydipsia. Again, the routine is very important here. You should know by usual means if how often and how much do you drink in a day. That is why when you notice that there is already an increase in the consumption, maybe in the amount of bottled water you are buying, or by the water refill that you are having from the refill store, then you can personally determine that there is really a change in the thirst cycle of your body without changing your environment or habits. This is now your experience of polydipsia, or too much thirst. Lastly, or the third one, there is polyphagia, which is simply defined as extreme and frequent hunger. This is actually excessive hunger. It's different than having an increased appetite after exercise or other physical activity. While your hunger level will return to normal after eating, in those cases, polyphagia won't go away even if you have eaten more food. Polyphagia, or frequent excessive hunger, is again very subjective in terms of explanation. But our comparison here differs. If you see other people feeling hungry, that is because they miss their meals or have their meals served in a delayed timing. That caused their hunger, and that's very obvious. Other triggers to hunger can be mental pressure, stress, and learning exercises. But the absence of these triggers, and on a normal, non-stressful day, when hunger still confronts you, that can already be different, and that can be a case of polyphagia already. Another parameter of polyphagia is habitual hunger. A feeling of a specified hour of the day that you feel hunger, whether or not that hour is post-meal or after meal, whether if that is pre-meal, or whether it's that it happens in a continuous mealing time. Let me give you an example for this. Every 3 o'clock p.m., you are hungry, even if you have lunch by 2 p.m. or regular lunchtime by 12 noon, or you have just consumed juice or sweets 30 minutes before the time, but when 3 p.m. arrives, significant hunger still slows you down and you're really feeling it that you cannot work very well. This is polyphagia, or better described as excessive hunger. Now, let me ask you, dear viewers and listeners, have you experienced too much thirst, too much hunger, and too much urination, especially in times when you are not doing something extra significant to really change the habituations of your systems? Well, the point here is it really matters. There is no harm in having yourself checked up. If you feel these signs, health practitioners conservatively would like to suggest that 2 out of 3 Diabetasigns with the nickname Poly will be enough reason to be concerned if you have hyperglycemia, a term which means higher than normal sugar or glucose content in the blood, which is actually the major sign of diabetes. Oftentimes, the greatest problem with looking at these signs will be we tend to be in denial and we tend to justify siding our own advantage. Let us listen to the interviewed opinion of 3 persons who are denying these Diabetasigns. Please listen and view these persons while they are having their testimonies. Lately, I just feel doubly thirsty because we cannot deny the fact that we are exposed already to heavy ultraviolet rays because of the holes of the ozone layer. So there is nothing wrong with my almost doubled or tripled intake of water. It's just normal to drink such an amount these days and feel thirsty. So don't worry about me. I have more things to worry than my thirst. With more drinks that I drink, there's no need to say that I'm diabetic because even if I'm thirsty always, it's none of your business. Denial is the worst enemy of knowing the truth. Sometimes it delays the truth and destroys the tendency of early detection that will result to better solution. So denial can be best resolved with a checkup to have a peace of mind. Well, these days, when you work too much and you are also becoming more hungry, if you notice, food packings today are already very small and the manufacturers seem to shortchange us, and that is why we tend to buy more than just buying one. Why? Because we get less in what we are taking from one pack. Look at the noodles now. Before, I can eat only 1 pack. Now I have to eat 3 packs as well. That is because they are making the noodles content smaller. So what are you talking about? Me having more hunger? Well, no, it's not. It's just product packing adjustment for me. If I eat more now, that is because The products are smaller now. If I eat only one before, that is because the products are bigger before. So I'm not really into hunger. I'm just trying to say that hunger is none of your business, and it's only mine. Rationalization is actually the guilty person's best alibi. Oftentimes, we are not pinpointing yet as to who or what is wrong, but the person affected with the scenario is already busy building up his defense to appear non-inclusive to the point of guilt. Oftentimes, this will lead to neglect of a condition. The best way again is to have yourself checked up to have a peace of mind. Many people said I am urinating more than usual and not so commonly normal as compared with other people. Well, that is right. Well, that is because I drink a lot of water. Isn't it healthy to drink more and urinate more? Well, I can also say that before I urinate in bulks, and that is why I only urinate once in 1 to 2 hours, but now I urinate 3 to 4 times in an hour because I urinate already in little contents. But if you will sum it all up, it is still equal to the output of the past. So it's just the matter of urinating more and urinating less. So don't worry. It's only urine. And I tell you, they are all of the same quantity. It's not my biggest problem now. So why problem? My urine. This is a case of dressing up the truth or fallacy of hasty generalization. We often want people to believe that if the pieces are taken in together, the results will just end up the same even if the pieces are not identical. This is actually a method called misleading of the truth. If truth is detoured, the wrong thing will be seen and the wrong will never cure something that is not normal. I would like to thank the 3 persons we interviewed about their perceptions of these 3 diabetasigns. What are they again? Polyurea, polydipsia, and polyphagia. Well, it is my hope that with our advocacy to promote promotive and preventive approach to diabetes by virtue of being a diabetic intelligent person, we can solve diabetes without even having to experience it. Now, it is time to examine our urination, our water drinking habit, and our food eating habit. It is our truthful assessment of ourselves that will surely help us prevent deeper holes in this condition. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. So let us review again the Diabelligence for today. Today, we learned about diabetasign. Remember the 3 polys: polyurea, or the frequent urinating, polydipsia, or the frequent thirsting, and polyphagia, or the frequent hunger. If you have experienced any of this, or most of this, if not all of this, then it's time to take the bold step of knowing what is really going on. Remember, early detection will lead to a better and more successful solution. It is never wrong to be thirsty as long as it is not excessive and frequent. It is never wrong to be hungry as long as it is not excessive and frequent. It is never wrong to urinate as long as it is not excessive and frequent. This is because an old cliche will always remind us that every good thing that is excessive is bad. Diabelligent listeners and viewers, I hope you have learned something from our presentation. I hope you will find time to share our learnings with others whom you think will benefit from this. Share this to persons who are predisposed to diabetes, persons who are caring for diabetic patients, and persons who themselves are diabetic. Until the next Diabeligent vlog, this is your host, nurse and caregiver Noy Gonzaga, and this is your weekly program, Diabeligence. Godspeed!
Lollipop.